I am driving in the country. I got off the highway about 10 minutes ago, and I'm driving down a 2-lane road with lots of trees surrounding me. I'm passing a big open area with a long white fence. I look over to my right, and it's a farm with a big red barn with white and black shutters. The barn door is wide open, and an old white farmhouse with a long dirt driveway. I see a pasture with horses. I love horses. They are walking around, and I think of the time I went horseback riding when I was a camp counselor many years ago, and I smile. What a great memory. I continue on my drive, and I see a big wooden sign with a large black arrow pointing to the left. It reads, "Blueberry picking." I make a left turn onto a dirt road. I drive about a mile down and come to a sign that says Blueberry Farm. I turn into the drive and follow another dirt driveway to an open grassy area with a large white sign with black lettering that states parking. I park in a huge grassy area, and there are no lines for parking, but a few cars have already started the organization of parking, and I pull up next to a red SUV. I get out and I take a deep breath and a stretch from sitting for the past 45 minutes. The sun is out and it's a warm day, perfect for all things blueberries this morning. Over to the right are rows and rows, as far as I can see, of blueberry bushes, and I can see a handful of people strewn about throughout the blueberry patch. I read that blueberries thrive in full hot sun and very little shade. They are getting a healthy dose of bright, hot sun today. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day, for the sunshine, for these blueberries you created, and the ability for me to be here this morning. I smile and I walk towards the shed straight ahead of me. I walk into a huge dark gray shed, sort of a barn with wooden doors wide open. It's an open, airy place. And off to the right is a woman standing behind a counter. There is a cash register in front of her, and I see white buckets stacked up behind her. The shed is also a store, and it's loaded with all things blueberries. I take a walk around the perimeter, and I see blueberry jams, syrup, blueberry loaf breads, and muffins wrapped tightly in plastic wrap with a small white label where the ingredients are listed and a price tag. I can buy all the extra goodies I want today, in addition to picking my own blueberries. There are bags of freeze-dried blueberries, chocolate-covered blueberries, both milk chocolate and dark chocolate. Yum. I love dark chocolate. A cooler section off to the right, and I peek inside, and there are blueberry pies, a fresh blueberry juice, a freezer portion with bright blue, purplish blueberry ice cream with bits of blueberries in it. Wow. You can find everything blueberry here. I will definitely have to buy some of these goodies to take home with me. Of course, you can also buy pints and baskets of fresh picked blueberries. But that is the easy route. I am actually here to pick my own. I walk to the counter and I say hello and I ask for a bucket. The worker tells me I can fill the bucket as high as I want, and I will purchase the berries by the pound. I can come back for a second bucket if I need to. I politely told her that I only need one bucket today, and I was happy and excited to be here. She gave me the rundown of how it works. You take this bucket here and you fill it up. You can go down any path you like. It's all fair game out there. The bushes over here to the far right, well, those are kind of picked over already. So if you want fuller bushes, go down to the other end, she says, and she points to the far left direction. Got it, I said, and thank you. I grab my bucket and head out the shed. I plant my feet into the grass. I'm wearing my tan and dark green hiking sandals. I pull down my sunglasses from my head and I take off in the far direction to get to the hardier bushes. Oh, this will be fun, I say to myself. I have a flashback memory of picking raspberries as a middle schooler. I was probably 12 years old, and my brothers and I went to a raspberry farm with my mom. I remember riding in the back of a wagon with hay bales and being dropped off in the berry patch. You could pick the berries for the farm as opposed to buying them, and they paid us. It was the coolest thing because we got $2 for each bucket we picked. Now, this was big dollars back in the day, but I find myself laughing at the amount of work and time it took to make those $2. Then my mom would take us to the candy store so we could spend our hard-earned cash on candy. I have vivid memories of buying chocolate and gummy candies, and the memory makes me smile. I walk through the grass. The sun is warm on my head and arms. I'm walking past the first few rows of bushes, and I finally find a row that looks good. I turn right and make my way halfway down the grassy aisle. I see tons of healthy, hardy bushes filled with huge, ripe blueberries. They are a nice deep blue and look so fresh and so tasty. I start picking them and dropping small handfuls into the white bucket. The first few make a small thud sound as I'm piling them up, and they're stacking upon each other. It's actually super easy to pick. They are ripe and easy to pull off the bush. I can take a decent handful size at once and not even drop any on the ground. The bucket starts filling up fairly quickly. I stand up and I take a stretch break. I look over and I see the parking lot filling up, and more people and kids are out here. I see a family coming down the neighboring aisle with a small child in a bright red wagon. The little child has a hat on and little sunglasses, and he's proudly holding the white bucket in front of him as his parents are filling up that white bucket with handfuls of blueberries. And he's just sitting in his little wagon with a big smile on his face. He looks like he's enjoying being outside here today. The sun is higher and hotter now. I'm glad I got here early. I roam around a few more pathways, carrying my almost filled bucket. I look down and I decide this is plenty of blueberries. I head back to the shed to weigh and pay. While in the shed and before leaving, I grab a few jars of jams, a loaf of blueberry bread, and a tub of the bright purple ice cream because why not? I gotta try this ice cream. I've never seen this type of blue-purple ice cream. I pay for all my goodies and my pickings, and I head back home. Once I get home, I wash all the blueberries and set them aside to dry. what should I do with them now? I wanted to eat something with them. I know, I say to myself. I go to the cupboard and I pull out white flour, baking powder. I grab eggs and milk from the fridge, and I whip up pancake batter from scratch. You know what? Pancakes can be any time of day, not just breakfast. I'm whisking the batter in my favorite bright green mixing bowl, and I'm humming a praise song that I heard on my way home. Once the batter is mostly free of lumps, I take a big cup of my freshly picked and washed berries. I dump them in and gently fold it all together with my spatula. The skillet is getting nice and hot, and I dab a bit of butter and I watch it make tiny bubbles, and I swirl the pan to let the butter coat the entire bottom. I take my measuring cup and get a nice scoop of batter with plenty of berries, and I hear the sizzle as I drop the batter into the pan, and I watch it spread out. I wait to see the bubbles form on top, and I take my spatula and I do a perfect flip. Ah, yes, a nice golden brown. I make 2 more pancakes, and I take them to the sunroom and sit to watch the birds at my feeders outside my windows. I see 3 yellow finches enjoying their thistle, and I dig into my fresh, homemade from scratch blueberry pancakes. So good. And what a great day this has been. Outside, in the sun, blueberry picking.